Responsibility. It is said that we should be responsible for our life. Basically, we cannot be fully responsible since we cannot fully control life, such as death, diseases, and falling in love. Also, we cannot control the outcome of our choices and other people's perception of a situation. Feeling responsible for our life and maybe even for others may result in blame and shame if we believe that we fail in it. In order not to blame, shame or tame each other, it may be good to know that we are all doing our best until we know better and are able to act otherwise. We are all being lived as well as living life caused to our present circumstances and up-to-date conditionings. And most of the time we are not aware of it. So it makes no sense to blame and shame anyone for not being responsible, since basically life is out of our control. We may feel from time to time that we are in control, and we may become aware of some circumstances which may help us navigating life with greater awareness. But even becoming aware of something is out of our control, even though we may feel we are. For example, we may unconsciously play out the same pattern in our way of living over and over until something unexpected happens and make us aware of it. Perhaps responsibility could be seen as an ability to respond to our life experiences with a greater awareness rather than reacting to our perceptions. In many ways, doctors have been given a great responsibility in taking care of a human body, and some are probably feeling honored by what they are entrusted. However, some have lost humbleness for life by forgetting that no human knows the entire truth. Some have stopped inquiring and looking for other approaches than those they once were taught. It is quite understandable, since for a long time we have been taught to believe in what we are told, rather than what we know by heart and by our own experiences. Sometimes science even claims to know which methods are applicable to clarifying the truth, without even questioning what the truth is. Medical science has its limitations. This is obvious if we look at the many people with chronic disorders. Time has come to recognize these limitations and welcome other ways in order to achieve more well-being. The doctors may even be relieved from their feeling of responsibility for the life of another human being, which they never will be able to handle fully. When I gave my Hippocratic oath as a doctor, I felt a great responsibility in helping others the way I was taught. Now I know that the body, mind and consciousness are interconnected, and that it may be relieving and even healing for humans to be seen as such. It brings more peace, freedom and happiness for the patient as well as the doctor. Responsibility can be considered as taking care of perceptions without blaming or shaming ourselves or others for the choices we make. For example, I feel some kind of responsibility for sharing this knowledge, knowing that I cannot control if it is received. I also feel responsible for taking care of my bodily sensations, which may imply responding differently to my life circumstances. It is not possible to take the full responsibility of another human's life. We may suggest something to someone, and the person may do something completely different the following day or even in the next moment. A person may decide to end their life at any time possible. Many humans are suffering by self-limiting beliefs and surrendering the responsibility for their body and life to others who are not able to fulfill their innermost dreams and take the responsibility for their well-being. Sometimes it is necessary to emphasize that well-being is a personal experience and there are no guarantees according to this. Still, we can support each other in listening to our body and heart and trusting that we can express our needs and say yes and no whenever needed. In all, it is good to remember that we are all students of life and we may learn from all our experiences.